Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again at Gravity Throttle Racing, the third semifinal and 4 more drivers warming up down the runway. Racing is about to begin, and our Berkshire locomotive is running ahead. My name is Aaron Take.
Welcome to the channel, and race fans, this is Richard Gere. We've got 4 drivers, as Aaron said, and Aaron's going to introduce you to the third set of semifinalists.
On the outside, coming in from Michigan, the number 1 seed for the third race is Numbskull with Numbskull Racing driving that 2017 Audi Avant. The number 4 seed, Liv Young Diecast down in Texas, is Lone Star driving a Nissan Maxima Drift. The number 3 seed from Oklahoma, Dubious Diecast, is Mr. Dark, and he's driving a 2017 Audi Avant. Then finally, the number 2 seed from Hot Nuts Diecast down in Florida, Craigster Sr. drives that Nissan Maxima Drift.
Race fans, only one will be advancing to the finals. There are 8 races in total. The count is 4 for first, second is 3, third is 2, 1 for fourth place, a DNF is 0, and right out of the gate, the Texan Lone Star just scurries onto the drift pad, hitting a little hard, getting spun around, but he's looking quite good ahead of the other drivers. And coming around, oh, here comes Mr. Dark. What a nice move to the outside and pulling on ahead. I'm not sure Lone Star was expecting that. Spinning around, Mr. Dark's going to take first. Lone Star will take second and 10. Hot Nuts Diecast in third. Numbskull will take fourth.
Well, I'm sure that all of the drivers are happy to have finished. It's good to see 4 drivers come down the mountain in one piece, and that was some nice drifting by Numbskull. Lone Star is first onto runway 3, but check out Mr. Dark go to the outside, as I think Lone Star expected him coming in on the inside. Now Numbskull attempts to make the pass, but Craigster Sr. holds him off. And as they make their way down the scrambler and one race is done, Dubious Diecast Mr. Dark has the lead.
So, race fans, the cars are rotated, and you've heard me say this a million times. Numbskull, who was on the outside, now is on the inside. Yellow lights, and here, oh wow, that was kind of awkward as the start gate didn't quite go in time, but they all popped their clutch. And did somebody end up on that track there on the outside with Lone Star? Let's just keep watching the races. There's quite a battle going on through the on Mesa Butte, and it is Numbskull here, followed by Craigster Sr. coming around, and Craigster Sr.'s pulled up right behind him. Down the scrambler they go, some hitting, and Numbskull will take first. Craigster Sr. in second, Lone Star's crash, and Dubious Diecast will take third.
All right, race fans, we're getting word here. Take a look here. One of the hikers in race 1, and now the same hiker in race 2, fell off the mountain. Numbskull just decides to jump over him, but watch Lone Star here, and Lone Star just decides to give him a ride. We have apologized to the drivers. We've learned that this is one of the Hold My Beer dancers that decided to have a fun day. Now, again, we apologize for that. After 2 races, Dubious Diecast has the lead with 6. Boy, it's very tight, though.
It appears that all the Hold My Beer dancers were up there climbing on the mountain, along with the Left Shark, who is never in sync with the others. But for race fans, we want to focus on something else here. The music is continuing because this is race 3 now. Race 3 is a very unique race, and we're going to have to redo it. First, you see, I don't think I've ever seen a car just decide to pivot to the right around a right-hand turn and then drive backwards. But Numbskull defies all expectations. And as the race continued on, they got to the scrambler, and as you can probably guess, we ended up with a 4-car pileup. So the race had to be flushed, and race 3, this is the restart with Mr. Dark on the outside, Craigster Sr., Numbskull, and Lone Star closest to us. It's a nice even start. Lone Star had the lead. Now, Numbskull seems to have the lead. Lone Star back and forth. Lone Star's got a nice position on Mesa Butte, and it turns out that Mr. Dark has spun around, but Numbskull seems to have the lead. There he goes, making his way down runway 3, and he's spinning around, and nice job by Lone Star. Around the big U first. The other drivers are still diddle-daddling. Don't ever diddle-daddle on, oh no, on Shavano Mountain. And it looks like Lone Star diddle-daddled, but he takes first. Numbskull in second, Craigster Sr. in third, and Mr. Dark in fourth.
Let's get right to the instant replay package, which began well for Numbskull until he hit the runway. Now all the other drivers are banging around. There is a fight here, and you'll see Craigster Sr. pop into third, and that is how they finish. But not before giving Lone Star a big smack, and now Numbskull Racing leads by 1, and it's 777 for the others.
Aaron, the minute you started announcing these 4 drivers, I thought to myself, they're going to finish almost every doggone race, and we're going to have a very tight score, and sure enough we do. Race fans, this is the race before the halftime. Numbskull got caught up in the snow, but at least we did not have a Hold My Beer Dancer in the way, and what amazing drift. Craigster Sr. pulls out in the lead. I can see the Texan coming around, but who's going to take... Oh, no. It's okay. He holds his own. Lone Star still in second. Mr. Dark in third. And Craigster Sr. does well on the scrambler. A little assist gives Lone Star second place. And Aaron, take it away.
What I'm seeing here and what I'm so excited about, Richard, is whether it's a good drift, an excellent drift like what we're seeing right now, or just a need to recover. Numbskull keeps in the battle. Mr. Dark is right on Lone Star's tail coming down the Joker lane. Lone Star does spin around, but he is able to fend off Mr. Dark. And down the scrambler, everyone seems to be doing well. After the first 4 races are in the bag, it is Craigster Sr. with Hot Nuts Diecast that holds the lead with 11, but the others are so close, and now it's time for a special halftime.
Harvey, Billy, hold my beer, guys. Race fans, the Hold My Beer guys actually came up with a great idea, and it's because Mo vetoed Billy's terrible idea. You're looking at the 4 drivers from different group races. Some of them won, some did not, but the challenge was issued by Flip. Can you beat my record? 23.467 without any racers around. I think the advantage goes to the drivers on their own, and first up, her name is Sky from Colorado and Sky Racing, and she had 3 attempts down. She brought that Chevelle down and she broke 25 seconds, but that's still over a second off. On her second attempt, she got spun or slid sideways and still a little bit of a distance away, and the third attempt was about the same thing. She came through. 25-second runs are not bad, but the record is still intact. Now guess who? James Ironbeard with Ironbeard Customs. Oh yeah, baby. He comes down in his Volvo 220. He breaks 25 seconds, but still over a second off. Now on his second attempt, he had a bit of a rough go, and even down the scrambler, the roughness continued, and so one more try, and he flipped it over. He comes through. Now there is the fastest time so far. Next up, the Aussie from Cut Rocker is Mark D. Now he's driving that BMW, and he came down the scrambler. He spins it around, but check out that time at 24.2, and something tells me he was hot, and then this happened. 23.280. Race fans, you're looking at that correctly. His second attempt was 0.2 of a second faster than Flip. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is not an official record. We can't count it, but guess what? Flip was not going to settle. He was going to get on this track. He came down the scrambler, but you see him lose speed, and he wasn't able to break 25 seconds. Again, on the second run, the same issue occurred, and so with one more attempt, he comes down but finds himself sliding sideways. He does break 25 seconds, but there was a fun competition for all.
Be sure to tune in to semifinal number 4 as we'll introduce another fun competition.
Okay, we've got race 5 coming up here, and it's Lone Star, Numbskull on the outside. They will have a chance for extra points over the train, and right now, Lone Star is looking very good. Hot Nuts Diecast, Craigster Sr. has the lead down the Joker lane. A little bit of a tangle up leaves Lone Star with a nice advantage, and it looks like he got 3 points there. And we're going to assume Numbskull is back there. Oh! It looked like for a moment that Mr. Dark was going to cut in, but he promptly spins out, and Craigster Sr. takes first. What a nice job by the Maximas as Lone Star takes second. Mr. Dark will take third, and here comes Numbskull to wrap it up.
And once again, I think this race is going to come down to who has the best drift. Now, that wasn't a very clean drift by Lone Star, but he got a nice favorable tap, and he does get 3 points. Here comes Numbskull. He will get an extra point. Now, down the runway, we saw this before. Mr. Dark had a chance to slide right into second, but he ends up well back. As the other drivers come down, the scores pop up, and 3 points for Live Young Diecast, plus 3 over the train, gives him the lead with 16, and he will have another chance to jump the train here in race 6.
We have 3 races remaining. On the outside is Lone Star and then Mr. Dark. And then Craigster Sr. and Numbskull on the inside. There's a clean start, and Lone Star has a lead. Mr. Dark is pulling right next to him, but then look at Craigster Sr. just blast down. Oh, no drift at all by Lone Star. He is stuck. Mr. Dark is behind. I'm not sure how many points he got there, maybe one. And look at Craigster Sr. just scooting along. Oh my goodness, he flips over on the scrambler. He's out, and Numbskull is going to take the win. Here comes Mr. Dark. A little love tap, and Mr. Dark will take second, and that's it.
Race fans, this is really going to shake things up. Actually, it's going to tighten things up, but watch carefully here. Mr. Dark touches the band on the top of the train. That is a touch. The judges are giving him 2 points. That might come in very valuable, as he finished in second place. Now, Craigster Sr. had everything to live for, but instead, he lived young and died casting down the scrambler. I know that's a bad joke, but unfortunately for him, the opportunity was squelched. Now take a look at this. With 2 races remaining, we have a tie for first and a tie for second. Race fans, fasten that seatbelt.
Really now, with the 2 drivers on the outside, that is Craigster Sr. and Mr. Dark. Let's watch carefully and see how they score. With the extra point opportunity, that's going to be critical, especially for Mr. Dark. And he has the lead. Look at Craigster Sr. pull out a little bit ahead. Numbskull's first down the Joker lane. Good drifting. Mr. Dark has overdrifted, but he continues on. And it's 3 points for both of them. Wow, that is fantastic. Here comes Numbskull. Numbskull's on the inside. He's pulling out ahead. Oh, wow, what a big smash. And now all 4 drivers onto the scrambler. Numbskull's holding a straight line, and he will come through in first. Second place will go to Craigster Sr., and third to Mr. Dark.
As we take a look back at the instant replay package, we've seen Mr. Dark overdrift before, but he manages to continue. And we are confirming 3 points for each of those drivers. That's going to play in well. Mr. Dark, that was his second time down the main lanes, and Numbskull makes a beautiful pass on the inside. We know he is fast, but he holds that straight line. There we see Lone Star flip it once and flip it twice. Now, Mr. Dark is at 21 points. He has finished jumping the train, and he will have the inside lane. Craigster Sr. also has 21 points, and he is now on the outside lane with one more jump over the train, and it is Numbskull in the catbird seat.
Unfortunately for Lone Star, there is no way he can catch the leaders at this point. Mr. Dark is on the inside. He'll need to have a good showing. He has a bit of a slow start, though. Numbskull and Craigster Sr., keep your eyes on them as they're about to drift. And Numbskull's first on to Mesa Butte with a great drift. And it's Craigster Sr. that's having trouble. 3 points with Numbskull. You guys better catch up to him, and they are behind as Numbskull has the lead now, making his way around the Big U. There is Lone Star in second. And here comes Numbskull on his back. He's now short of the finish line, but it is Lone Star that pushes him through. And in third place came Mr. Dark. And look at that. Craigster Sr. does somehow manage to finish the race.
Well, race fans, this has been just a phenomenal 8-round race. So tight from the very beginning. But take a look here. We don't often see this. Craigster Sr. was not going to go home with a DNF on the last race. He gets that maximum pointed forward, and he's, the train is long gone, but he has shown a lot of respect to his competitors by finishing. As we take in one last time around the Big U, and Craigster Sr. comes into the picture. Here he is, and he will go down the scrambler one last time. Congratulations to all the drivers, but Numbskull, he was riding on luck, and with a little help from Lone Star, he comes through in first place, and Numbskull Racing will take the win. Craigster Sr. is kicking himself, wondering, what if I got down a little bit faster? A few extra points, he might very well have been in contention for a sudden death race.
The dust has now settled. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 of the 4 drivers are disappointed. We want to thank Lone Star and Craigster Sr. and Mr. Dark for being a part of this great tournament. Numbskull is moving on out of Group 3, and who is in the run for Group 4? It is Mark D at Cutrocker, HP Racing, Swervin' Herb, MQH Diecast, Boondocks, and Barry at Skunkworks, Ash.
Race fans, are you tracking?